where we come to you every Wednesday to inspire, to encourage, and to empower you to live a fulfilling and blessed lifestyle. Trying to get this lighting right here. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. So, I'm Anna. I'm your host. I'm an author, a retired school teacher, a jewelry consultant, a health and wellness coach, and a certified cake instructor. So I bring to you a wealth of knowledge to the table and experience. Um, so this evening, I am starting a new series. It is called Gratitude in Motion. Okay, and I thought this was a great time to um, talk about gratitude in relationship to discipline. So, I want to welcome you again to the Anna L. Brothers Show podcast, where every conversation is a treasure. And so this evening, we are going to be talking about harvesting your blessings. Because a lot of times you have blessings and they're not here. You're not aware of them. So let's take a brief commercial, and then when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about harvesting your blessings.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
All right, I am back, and I am talking to you this evening about harvest your blessing, noticing God in detail. Because a lot of times, what happens is we have blessings, but we just don't notice them. Okay, I'm guilty. I think everyone is probably guilty of these things. So I brought did a little presentation for you. So we're gonna move on this evening. So to, tonight, what I'm going to focus on is recognizing God's faithfulness, because believe it or not, I just don't feel like we can make it in this world without Him. And I feel like I'm a prime example. And as we go through this, I am going to give you examples of where I feel like God has spoken to me. So we're going to talk about focusing, recognizing God's faithfulness. We're going to talk about the lifestyles from a lifestyle angle, because that's what I'm all about, the lifestyles. So we want to reflect on our personal wins. We want to practice morning gratitude routines. And if you know anything about me, you know that I post every morning, sometimes late morning, but every morning I post some type of inspirational quote or something, just something to get your day going. Not just for you, but for me. I need to get my day going as well. So number 4 is set a cozy, peaceful atmosphere. I'm working on that. Um, I used to just read, just sometimes get in the bed or just sitting on the couch and just read. Just a comfortable, cozy atmosphere. We all need that, where we feel at peace. You know, um, and that's something that I think that we all need to work on. And then I want to look at it this evening from a faith angle. How we count your blessings. How do you count your blessings? Is there testimonial sharing? Do you share your blessings? You know, at one point, I feel like I've been blessed in my life. And so I do share my blessings, but at one point, there was a person that I know that reprimanded me for sharing my blessings or giving my testimonials. Um, and it kind of brought me down in a little way, but after a while, I just felt like uh, we all need to share our blessings. Um, and that person was a person that had problems, and so you have to be aware of that. But testimonial sharing, because if you don't share your blessings, how do you know other people? By you sharing, it makes them relate, makes other people relate to some of the things that maybe they might be going through. You know what I'm saying? And so we're also going to be talking about recalling answered prayers. Have you had prayers that were answered? Prayers that were answered. Do you recall them? Mm, I do. I just feel like we all have that where something happens and we pray for it, but it does might not happen right then and there, but it happens. So then we say, oh, yeah, I remember when I prayed for that. So let's go on, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about scriptures. Here's three very important scriptures. The second one I kind of live by, James 1st to 17th verse. But all three of these are very important. Psalms 9, verse 1. James 1st, uh, chapter 1, 17. First Thessalonians 5, chapter 5, verse 18. If you get a chance, read those verses. Read them. They're very, very important. And the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to tie all this into a gratitude journal challenge. I'm going to challenge you at the end of this live. Two things: to do a gratitude journal, and also to do a blessing inventory worksheet. Because sometimes if you don't write down your blessings, you basically don't know what your blessings are. You might see some of them because they come really, 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 really quick. But then there's others that you don't even see. You know what I'm saying? You don't realize the blessing, because you should realize that every morning that you get up is a blessing. Okay, it is a blessing. To be able to walk, to be able to see, all of those are blessings. So do a blessing inventory. You will be surprised how many things that you can put on that blessing inventory. You can stop, if you're feeling depressed, you can stop feeling depressed, because you see that you're truly, truly, truly blessed. And don't get me wrong, we all feel depressed. We all have down moments. We all have down moments. What it is that some people can jump back from those down moments really quickly, whereas others cannot. And that's where we come in, where we need to help. We need to inspire. We need to encourage. We need to empower people. That's where we come in. Because somebody's going to come in for you when you're feeling that way. Just think about that. So, from now until, because this is the holiday season, and a lot of things happen in the holiday season. We have times of joy, there's times of sadness. It's just all kind of emotions going on during the holiday season. And that's what I'm going to talk about. starting now, gratitude in motion. Because this is the season where a lot of people are depressed. This is the season where there are a lot of deaths. This is the season where we really and truly need to be thankful for our blessings. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take another brief commercial. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk a little bit more about harvesting your blessings. All right, we are back and let's move on. I am Anna. I am the host of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. And this evening we are talking about harvesting our blessings. So this is my challenge to you. This is day one of noticing blessings. And from now until the end of probably the end of December, I'm going to be, if you're not on my Facebook, please get on my Facebook. Let me put it down here really, really quick because I am going to do a daily, um, what you call, a daily prompt each day. Each day, I'm going to do a daily prompt. And I want you to think about those. And remember what I told you before. And let me put my thing down here before I forget. Remember what I told you before about um, the scripture, James 1. Everything good flows through God's heart. Slow down today and notice, what did you walk past without gratitude? Now, I thought about that today, and I said, I didn't even seriously go outside today. I tried to plan. Mondays and Tuesdays is truly my planning days, but Monday I was so tied up. I had a meeting. I had several meetings on Mondays, and I try not to have meetings on Mondays because I really need that day for my planning. So, uh, what I did was I stayed in today, and I worked on my presentation for this evening, and other little things that I had, chores. You know how you have chores and all that stuff. And I thought about this. Everything good flows through God's heart. Slow down today and notice, what did you walk past without gratitude? And so, since I was in my house, I kind of thought about it. And I said to myself, well, I should be grateful. Well, I just told you about the other things where I'm grateful for getting up. I'm grateful to be able to eat. I'm grateful that I have a place to stay. But I'm gonna be honest with you all. When I get up in the morning, I always thank God for my blessings. That's the first thing I do in the morning when I get out the bed. And sometimes it's difficult, I gotta sit on the side of the bed. I used to laugh at people because they thought about that. But if you get a chance, I want you to, this is my Facebook, and come on because I'm going to do a daily affirmation. And it's something where you can also, it's going to be like reflections. What blessings have I overlooked lately? What blessings have you overlooked lately? I Blessings are important to me, as you can see, uh, because somebody is always blessing me, y'all. And so I feel like I have to pay it forward. That's why I'm doing this. Somebody is always, always blessing me with something. Just out the clear blue sky. You know what I'm saying? People that don't even know me. That's a blessing. They see something in me that they want to give. And so that in turn makes me want to give as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm a giving person anyway until you mess with me. And then I stop giving to you. But what blessings have I overlooked lately? I think that one of the most things that I really overlooked is my health. Because sometimes you think you're just going to be healthy forever. But it just doesn't work that way. And so in the later years, little things have come up. And I try to keep myself active and do things. There's been times when I have not been active. And when you are not active, things start happening. So I'm in the process of getting back active again. Going to exercise classes, doing all kinds of things because you have to do those things. You can't let those things go out. And so I'm going to give you a prayer. I always tell everyone that I start my programs with a prayer. I didn't start this one with a prayer because there's a prayer within this one. So my prayer tonight is, God, open my eyes to the gifts you place in my path. And I say that to all of you. Open your eyes. Ask God to open your eyes to the gifts He places in your path. Because He has placed many gifts in my path. I've had many, like I said, many blessings. And I started teaching. I didn't start teaching in the normal way. I started outside of the classroom. Kids was busted in. That was a blessing. Most people started in the classroom. I did. I've done quite a few, um, quite a few things. So, as I go through this series, I'm going to be asking a lot. Just like I just told you, check out my Facebook page because I will be doing daily gratitude things. You can start a journal. You can do whatever you want to. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that later on at the end of this presentation. But CTA is called to action. So you want to journal 3 small blessings. Just write them down. Get a post-it and write it down. I kind of got into the post-it thing when I was teaching because, we had to do anecdotal records for the children. And so I always had like an apron on and it had pockets. And so I always had post-its. And so if I see the child doing something that, maybe I wanted to put into a program or something later on or write into their records and things, I would write it on that post-it, and stick it, in my pocket and then that. So you can always do, so just, if you can't do it, just put it in a journal, to put it on a post-it and later on put it in a journal. But I'm going to, let's go on because I get to talking. All right. So, talking points, see? We often rush past answered prayers. Do you do that? I do. God has answered many of my prayers, and I just rush past it. But we have to slow down and thank him. Okay? Because he answers all of our prayers, not maybe when you want him to do it, but he does. So blessings can be seasonal. Make time to gather them. Did you know that? We don't get blessings every day. Well, we do. We get up every day, or some something blessing, some type of blessing. But they can be seasonal. Great big blessings can be seasonal. So we may have to make time to gather them. Small gratitude shifts create big spiritual alignments. Pat yourself on the back. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, I did a good job with that. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Recognizing blessings breed humility, contentment, and peace. Recognize your blessings. Recognize your blessings. So once again, I'm going to ask you to watch for the affirmation. It might help you. It might help you go through the holiday season, because you go up and down in the holiday season. Your feelings and your emotions, they go up and down during this season. So I'm trying to give you some strategies that you can use during this holiday uh, season to help you out. So just like what I was just saying, at times when God answers quickly, and then there are times when God answers slowly. And that is so true. There are times when, I'm so glad that happened. And then there are times where you're just saying, oh my God, is it going to happen? Or what, are you worried? You're sick. You know what I'm saying? So at times, God is going to answer you quickly. And then there are other times when he is going to answer you slowly. Have you ever had a blessing that didn't look like one at first? For real. A blessing that didn't look like one at first. Okay. I can give you one that just happened to me recently. And because I went to the media summit, which was in South Carolina, and sometimes, like I said, God works in mysterious ways. But my daughter and my granddaughter, they didn't want me to drive, and I drove anyway. And it was an 11-hour drive, but that was nothing for me, because I had driven, like that before, and I did well going there. I got to North Carolina and had a flat tire, but you can have a flat tire anywhere. This is what I told my daughter. You could have a flat tire anywhere, which you can. But I was on the highway, doing 75, and really, the car felt funny, but you know me, I just drive a car, y'all. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know anything mechanical, nothing like that. I don't even know how to change a tire. So this car, I'm going this fast on the express, blew at me on the expressway and pointed backwards like, my tire. And he told me to pull over, so I did. I was a little leery in pulling over, but I pulled over anyway, and he pulled over too. I just pulled over behind him. And jumped out of his car, and he said, miss, you are practically riding on a flat. And I looked at my tire, and I said, ooh. So he says, do you have a pump? And I said, no, I don't. He went to his car, I'm emotional about this because, and told me, he said, you have enough air in there to get to wall marks and they'll be able to fix your tire. I didn't know that man. Okay. That was a blessing that didn't look like one at first. It could have went any kind of way. It could have went. I could have had a real bad accident. I mean, it's just so many things, you all, that could have happened. But that was a blessing that didn't look like one at first. Because I panicked. I didn't know what to do. But God sent that person to me. Didn't damage my rim, didn't do anything. And that's why I tell people why I live the way I live by grace. Because it's important that you do. When you do, good things come to you. That was a stranger out of nowhere. To this day, I don't even know his name. I'm going to be honest. I do not know that man's name. But I did make it to Walmart. They couldn't fix my tire, y'all. But that's okay. I had a dummy. They put the dummy. I went on to uh, to the summit. I got there late that night. But the summit wasn't until the next day. And everything worked out fine. I was able to get another tire, which was a blessing because one of the members there bought me a tire and she would not let me pay her back. I'm telling you, when I tell you that many blessings have come my way, I have to live this way. There's no other way that I could live but this way. And so I'm passing these, my blessings on to you. I'm sharing, I'm doing testimony because there are good people out here all the time. All the time. So let's move on. I told you my story. So we want to tie it all in. Remember what I told you before. Lifestyles tie in. You want cozy routines, slowing down, journaling, um, um, more doing things in the morning. I'm not even looking at my notes this evening, so I'm probably somewhere. Let me see where I am. Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Okay, I'm doing good. I guess I didn't need my notes, but I always tell people, find a cozy place, have a routine. Most of you have a routine, especially if you go to work. But if you're retired, you might not have that routine like you used to when you go to work. Because, I would get up, go to work, get up in the morning, go in first thing, hit the bathroom, do whatever I got to do, and then take my shower, come on out, put my makeup on, put my clothes on. But, I don't have to do that now because I'm retired unless I'm going out, you know. And so I can enjoy my home. I can truly say that I'm slowing down. I've always been a journal writer, okay, and I've always done things in the morning. I function better in the morning. Everyone's not like me. There's some people that function better at night. It's just things that keep going on and on and on and on. So you have to find your niche and work with that niche. You know what I'm saying? You've got to find your niche and work with your niche so that it is beneficial for you. All right, let's go on. So, practical steps. Remember what I said at the very beginning. All through this series, there is going to be some call to action because we all need call to action. You don't want to come on here and just hear me talk. You want to come on here and do some things. So these are some hands-on activities that you can do, practical steps. Remember I talked about create a blessing inventory. unless you write down your blessings, you don't realize how many blessings you have until you start writing them down. You would be surprised. You would be surprised. Write down 5 answered prayers. 5 prayers that God has answered for you. Now, if you don't believe in God, whatever spiritual being that you believe in, write down 5 things that has happened that you wanted and it happened for you. Share your gratitude with someone. Don't be afraid. Share it. Tell them how grateful you are. Share your gratitude with someone. Let's kind of like take another commercial. I'm looking at my notes now. Let's take another commercial, y'all, and then we'll be right, right back. Okay, that was Soul Lady Wigs. Which is one of my affiliates, and they have really nice wigs. I think last week I had on one of those. My body temperature is not quite ready for them as of yet. So when it gets to be cooler, I wear them more often as opposed to when it's hot, because it seems like when I wear it when it's hot, I do a lot of sweating. So in my later age, as I get older, I start sweating a little bit. So, but yes, check them out. So engagement prompt. Let me ask you this: what one blessing you almost missed? What was one blessing? Think about that. What was one blessing that you almost missed? You know, I always think about that because I've almost missed trains. I've almost missed bus. I've almost missed doctor's appointments. Just and sometimes I don't know, because I have missed doctor's appointments. Not because of me, but because of other circumstances. Traffic, things like that. Things happen. Um, but one blessing you almost miss. It gives you something to think about. And these are the kind of prompts that I'm going to be giving during this series. So check it out every day. Every day you'll see a prompt. Look for that prompt. Now, I'm gonna post the prompt on my Facebook page, but I also have a Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast page. So I will try to post it on both of those pages, but usually when I post it on my personal profile, it will be on my other one as well. So think about what's one blessing you almost missed. So here's some resources for you all. Okay? You've heard me talk about some of these things. Gratitude reflection page, hospitality heart page, service spotlight page, release and renew page, weekly reflection layout, bonus family table conversation page. Now, these are like journal pages that you can write down things. The gratitude reflection page, the hospitality, the bonus page, and in this series here, I am going to be also giving things for children. Um, Most of you all don't realize that I am an early childhood teacher and that my degree is in early childhood, which is infants through age 6. Um, that is what one of my degrees is in. And then I have another degree in elementary. So I go from infant all the way up to high school, really. And I've taught many, 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 many subjects. So early childhood education is very important to me. And we must start at an early age with our children as well. And so as we go through this series, I am also going to provide you with activities that you can do with your children as well. So when you see the bonus down there, the family table conversation page, that's a page where you can do things with your family, or you can do activities with your children. You can have them do, and you'll see they're not anything elaborate. They're things that you can do, resources and stuff that you might have within your home as well. So you can request these pages at info@annaslifestylellc.com. Or if you want any more information, because you know what, let me tell you this, you all. I am always, always looking for people who want to advertise on my program, people who want to sponsor, who want to do commercials, or even be a guest on my program. So if you're interested in any of those things, you can also reach me or ask me about those things at info@annaslifestylellc.com. As well. So, I believe that is it for this evening. Um, I am going to, that's your call to action. So those are the things that you need there, that you can make sure you get that info at annaslifestylellc.com for questions. Okay. So with that being said, I want to thank you all for um, blessing me this evening with your company. I also want to, I always end my program with, really, I call it my philosophy of life, basically. And because I think that everything basically falls up under these three L's. I call them my three L's. You know what I'm saying? But everything kind of falls up under these three L's. And the first one is live. Live. So you want to live your life. I always tell people to live your life to the fullest. Life is short. From day to day, you don't know from day to day. You know, we all wish we knew, but we don't. So, live your life. The second one is to laugh. Laugh. There's nothing wrong with laughter. Laughter is really and truly good for you. It's good for your soul. It's good for your health. So laugh, laughter. And then the last thing is to love. You want to make sure that you love. Love is important. Love makes you feel better when you loving people, and try to love everybody. You know that's what the Bible says, but you know we know that that is very very difficult to do. Okay, but I am going to say this: loving yourself is so important, you all. I mean, seriously, it is so important. So if you don't do anything else, make sure that you love yourself. Because sometimes we forget to love ourselves. And so with that being said, I'm going to say thank you for joining me tonight on Sweet Blessings. I hope something shared, inspired, encouraged, and empowered you to live with intentions. Walk in faith and shine your light. Remember, you are here for a purpose. You are capable and you are called to make an impact. Until next time, stay encouraged, stay inspired, stay empowered.